Hey guys, Saturday, March 1st, 2025. Let's see what uranium spot price is looking like for February into March. So far, we are closed for the February month of 64.95. We are head bunting or just kissed the Fukushima high around 64 and change. That's somewhere around 64.89, not exactly, but somewhere in that ballpark. And uranium spot price has just kissed the Fukushima high. Now, normally they say it could be support. If it's going to be support, you're going to see that maybe it holds or goes sideways from here, then eventually turn. But that remains to be seen. But I just want you to be aware of that. The Fukushima high, we are right there in regards to price. So we got this nice big correction to the downside. 394 days into this correction of the high of 106.30-ish that we did around the 29th or in January of 2024, and has just been straight down. So let's look at some let's look at some stuff here. Let's start off with our pitchfork APF, and so far you can see that we have cracked the angle, which is typical. It does that. It fluctuates and then it'll climb back in, but now we have cracked it, so it's a little sign of a weakness. Let's zoom in a little more here. Yeah, this is good. Let's look at our Gann square. Our first one right here, there is support around 62.65. So if it does take out the Fukushima high, which is this one right here, using the Gann square, this is, I believe, a 1/4 will be 62.82. So let's see if that holds. The next one will be this angle right here. We cracked this one, and if we crack this one, the next one below will be 47.86. So let's see if this holds right here. That's somewhere pretty much right in that ballpark with the Fukushima high. And the last Gann square, we already failed this big key level. Fail this angle. The next support will be somewhere around 55.26. Let's look at some of our indicators here. Spectrum cycle. Let's see if we could zoom in a little more. So there was a bottom here. That didn't become a bottom there. There was a bottom here. And let's see, we're in that ballpark. We're kind of in that ballpark, but it's still pushing lower, you know, from the blue cycle. These are the three cycles that are important on the spectrum analysis on the monthly uranium spot. And so far, if it's going to continue pushing lower, there's a possibility that somewhere around October of this year, maybe sideways to lower, maybe we could turn. And that's around here. But both of these cycles are up, but the green and the blue are up, but price action continue going lower. So kind of giving me a heads up that maybe it's following the red one, but that's all speculation. But if we see prices continue going down, chances are it's following this one. There's a composite of all these three cycles. So this is what it looks like. So we got the high, and now we're in that ballpark of that turn, but so far nat gas is pushing lower. So this is what the composite is indicating, but it's not following this one. So you have to be aware that price action is king right now. This is the Bradley model, and so far the Bradley model was a little late. Came in March peak. We got our high in January of 2024. This came in this turn on March of 2024. Now we enter where you can say March of this year, it kind of pivots and then it just kind of goes sideways. So I don't know. Could it be that we just kind of consolidate here? If it consolidates, that's not bad, because then it gives everybody some time to get their game plan. It's going to be a long consolidation. I mean, it's going to follow this model. You're talking about 2026 of April where things could kind of turn. But so far, let's see. This is a long-term model I watch. So let's see if we just kind of go sideways here. until things, you know, adjust. I think that's it for this chart. Let's go to the next clip, and that's going to be more geometry based in regards to uranium spot price. Okay, so this is my next clip. This is where I do more of the geometry. So right here is indicating the high we made, 106.30ish or 30 cents. That was right there. And these are things I'm tracking. Nothing really jumps out at me. We're into 17 years from the all-time high, 24, 8 years from the low, 99 months from this low, and 394 days. So nothing really jumps out at me in regards to like Gann stuff. Let's put that there. Let's look at our Gann fan. So far, we failed here. And, you know, we could probably kiss this one by one, but may not, because we got that Fukushima high. Let's do baby step. Let's see if this this could hold right there. But from the bottom of this low here, we're about to kiss some support, but the 1x2. So this is going to be interesting. You know, it might probably go a little below, but if you could find support somewhere around, you know, 62-ish, let's say 62-ish, that could be promising for maybe it could bounce from here, but that's all speculation. Let's see on the Gann square from here, you can see that the next support will come with these angles, but mostly around 55.60. This is a little more fractal. You can see that there's support around 62.50. So if you put that Gann fan somewhere around there, could be nice support. Because you're using different techniques here. So this could be an area of interest on top of the Fukushima, where we could just probably find support, maybe bounce, or maybe go sideways if it's going to follow the Bradley model. Let's take that. The pitchfork, the reason why this one looks different from the one from previous clip is because I'm going further back. There's two lows that I'm looking at. That's this one and then this one here. So I'm trying to see, we already know we failed the low from here, but I want to see if this is going to continue going lower and find support here. That's why. Fibonacci, we're below the 50%, which is 71.66. That's what I thought was going to hold. Okay, next will be the 61.8, which is 56.42. So that's a potential target. Here, we're at the 38.2, which is 63.47. So this is interesting if we hold, because you got a Fibonacci level there. You got the Fukushima high. You got the Gann fan coming up here. You got the Gann square that's kind of giving you a support right there. So that's a little more interesting. Advanced support resistance, 57.74. We're kind of far away from that one. Nothing there. And I think that's it. So far, from glancing from here, this is interesting. The Gann fan. The Gann square, the support right here in conjunction with that. And I think that's it. I don't think, obviously the Fibonacci, the 38.2, and you got your Fukushima high. So right here, I want to see what's going to happen if this could hold. Now let's go and look at the uranium spot. Uranium futures, and then look at some of the equities, like the like, you know what, like the Four Horsemen. Hey, you got Kazatomprom, you got Cameco, you got uranium spot, and uranium futures. Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Let's go into that. Before I go into the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, I wanted to look at uranium spot in regards to spectrum cycle. And there's one cycle that's very fractal, but I want to see how that's going to play out. And so far, this cycle went up, and somewhere around October, it peaked. And then we peaked somewhere around here, January, so it was off. And mind you, these are monthly, so they're gonna be way off. We're not picking exact dates. We're just kind of picking turning points. So this cycle is 48, and this cycle hits a pivot around October. So you got maybe September, August, September, October, November as a bell curve. So maybe if we kind of go down to sideways, this area could be of interest right here for rallies. But this is just big speculation. But I'm always trying to look ahead and see if maybe there's a turning point coming. So that means, we had it in October and we did it in January. 3 months of, maybe lag. Maybe it could come in 3 months earlier. We'll see. And, in conjunction with seasonality, but something to think about. Okay, so this is the last clip. I like to look at uranium futures. And so far you can see right here, this is where we had our Fukushima on the futures at 72.95, where we know that we broke right through there. We zoom in a little bit over here. Let's see if I can zoom in. How do you zoom in here? No, that's not it. Guess we could open it up a little bit. I'm not too good with trading view. But notice that there is a pivot here that we made, and that's somewhere around, you could say 63.80. We're somewhere around 64.95, so you could potentially find support with all the other stuff I've been showing you. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see what they're saying about uranium. Uranium holds near 17-month low. This is 3 days ago. Holds near 17-month low. So it's not looking too good. But I think that we could probably find support here, maybe go sideways. But so far, the uranium futures is not looking good, but could potentially find support. Let's look at some of the stocks. One of the first horsemen that I look at is the Kazatomprom. You can see so far it failed the trend line here. Remember, we were chopping here for this is a weekly chart. We were chopping here and finally it cracked. Let's put our regular candles, and you can see there is some support down here around 34, 33-ish, and it looks like it may want to go lower. The good area will probably be the demand zone right here. Anywhere between 25, 22 is not probably going to get there. But you can see that there are some support areas right here. It'll be a matter of time where it finds support and bounces. But so far, it was chopping here. It looked like it wanted to go and retest supply zone, but it failed. So Kazatomprom is not looking too good. Next horseman is Cameco. Cameco has still been rejecting the supply zone, but kind of hanging out, hanging in there by a thread. Much better than Kazatomprom. This is where it could get ugly if you take out 35, but kind of hovering around 44, 45. A little bit healthier, but not ugly. Which is the next horseman? I already showed you the futures, spot, futures, Cameco, Kazatomprom. Now let's look at some of these other ones here. Yeah, this is next gen energy. You see some support around here, 496, but if not, definitely 367. UUU. Looks like it's about to crack here. Next area, it'll probably be in this area where I'll find support, but not looking too good. But could potentially bounce. So remember all that stuff that I've been telling you. UEC on the weekly, we broke this trend line, collapsed. It's going to push lower, 476. That's your midpoint. So keep an eye on that if you're interested in UEC. Mind you, as a disclaimer, I don't have no position in uranium. I don't own anything. Not now yet. I want to see if there's going to be a reversal. So far, URG is finding a little support here in this area. Congestion. That's the word I wanted. Congestion. So it looks like bottom feeders are going to show up here. This is a cheap stock too. NLR still in chop fest in this, I guess you could say maybe I haven't updated this chart. This is an ETF. Supposedly this was probably a supply zone, but the supply zone now has moved up. So I haven't adjusted that. URA is very popular. As you can see, looking at the weekly, there's a channel that we have developed, and so far it's cracked it. So if it can regain it and back in there, it is going to push lower. Your first target is 2218, and maybe with a high probability of it testing a center of gravity. Maybe we'll see, because the center of gravity we got to factor in these highs. Let's see, maybe we could do it right now. Yeah, so this is your center of gravity, $20 as of right now. Somewhere in this ballpark, you could probably find support, 2361 to 2043. Chemical, we already looked at. URNM, supply zone, put in hold. And this is a baby stock, so there's not that much data on it. So we'll see if maybe this area can find support, 2750. If it pushes down there, this could probably be a buy, because this is a strong support right here. SRUUF. This is a Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. And like a baby stock, it's kind of hard to do some technical analysis, but if it was to find support, as of right now, it will probably be around the 941 or this area right here. Somewhere around 13-ish and change. UROY, I used to own this one. That's why you see a little more stuff here. There was a cycle turn here, and so far it's pushing lower. Good probably price to get in would probably be around 183. There's a lot of support there. It's like bottom feeders show up, so every time prices go around this area, they pile up. So that could be a good area to go in. DNN, popular uranium stock, Denson Mines. There's a trend line here that it hasn't cracked yet, but definitely below the supply zone. And then last, I don't know if it's really uranium related, but I always had it on my list. Tinto, Rio Tinto, just very chop, but definitely grinding sideways to lower. But just keep an eye on that. Well, that's it for me. You guys decide what you guys want to do. As of right now, I am watching just to see if it holds. And looking at some of the timings that I watch, maybe it's too early. I know the equities, the markets, the S&P, NASDAQ, everything else is kind of bearish. So it's kind of bringing all these uranium stocks down lower. But also keep in mind and keep assured that uranium futures and uranium spot is not looking well either. So that was already the one thing that was tugging it lower, and then you add the equity selling off, it's just like sealed its fate. So right now you want to see uranium spot and futures kind of base off, kind of hold support around the Fukushima high, because then that's the first sign of it stabilizing and now basing, where the accumulation and distribution phase starts. Once you start seeing that, then if you're a little risky, then you start nibbling in at, some of these stocks right here, or maybe whatever you like. And then, and see what happens. But as long as you see uranium spot futures just kind of continue going lower, people are not going to be interested in it. And then on top of that, a lot of people are considering natural gas as a quick, right away startup to get the AI, sector going right away. So it's maybe natural gas is maybe stealing uranium spots thunder. So we'll see. But that's it for me. That's my update. We'll look at March and see what's going on there in the March close and see where we're at. Maybe this will hold and either go sideways or do a reversal. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the uranium spot price.